So welcome. Our program for today is as follows. So 10 minutes, I'll be discussing our house rules. The second lecture will be about the Union Bank Globallinker. We have here resource persons from Union Bank. Medyo big time ng Live Local, meron ng bankong partner, no? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And then after that, yung ating lecture na about financial management, ang ating speaker po is our expert, Mr. Adriann Caldozo. And then we'll have a short open forum after that. And then yung ating rollout na ng mentorship matching program, and then yung closing ceremony na po natin. Hindi naman ceremony, maikling closing lang, remarks. So that's our program for today. Next slide, please. So, ayan. So, counting meeting house rules lang po, no? If you can, mute your microphones and be mindful of the background noise. Turn on your cameras if you can and position your cameras properly. There will be open forums where you can ask questions. Kindly click raise hand to queue in for questions. You may put in your thoughts, comments, and questions in the chat box. If you are unable to turn on your microphones, you may use either Filipino or English as you write your thoughts and comments. Also, if you can limit distractions and pay attention, put aside your phones muna. And then let's listen to the resource persons. And of course, most importantly, we'd like you to enjoy and maximize the webinar. Thank you. Next slide. Ayan. Now, today is our 4th masterclass. We have 2 more remaining masterclasses, and these will be on May 1 and May 8. For May 1, we'll have the topic on opportunity discovery. Our guest speaker is imported from the Swinburne University of Technology, none other than Miss Bridget Engler. She was the professor of Mina and Janet when they both studied in Australia at Swinburne University of Technology. And then on May 8th will be our culminating event and the graduation of our participants, and also we'll have a live panel discussion. We'll have guests from Anthill Fabric Galleries, Miss Anya Lim, and also the CEO of Ilamaya Incorporated with Holganza. And we'll also have opening remarks of Australian Ambassador to the Philippines, Stephen J. Robinson. So we do hope that we'll be able to see you on May 1 and May 8 dun sa ating remaining 2 master classes. Okay, next slide. Ayan, so without further ado, I'd like to call on my colleague, Mina, to introduce our first speaker for today's masterclass. Take it away, Mina.
Thank you, Ed. So, Ms. Rowana had her undergraduate degree and master's degree in business from the De La Salle University. Before she entered the banking industry, she took part in a few known local FMCG or fast-moving consumer goods companies. Being a prime mover in her previous engagements, she made her way in taking leadership roles in various global banks. So, from the Union Bank team, please welcome Ms. Rowana Rowana Chua.
Hello, everyone. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Mina. Thank you, everyone, Live Local Group. I'm so honored to be part of this webinar this afternoon. Let me just share my screen. Wait lang po. Okay, so good afternoon po, everyone. So I'm very happy to represent Union Bank today. As you know, Union Bank has piloted and has been very active during this time of pandemic, introducing a lot of innovations, a lot of digital solutions for MSMEs like us, right? To pivot our businesses and hopefully bring us back to where we were before the pre-COVID days. Wait lang po, I'll just check my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen po? Yep, yes?
Yes.
Okay, thanks so much. Okay, so let me start. So, okay, Globallinker is an online platform, no? It's an online platform. It's a franchise of Union Bank. So Union Bank franchised it. We don't own it. Globallinker actually is from a company in India called Digivation. So Digivation reached out to Union Bank asking if we want to franchise it, and they offer this online platform. This is actually to help the MSMEs grow their businesses. In a while, I'll explain how we can help. So currently we have, this is the slide is 270,000, but currently we have 300,000 members worldwide, no? Since Globallink is an international name. Here in the Philippines, Union Bank is the official, we call it corporate issuer po, right? So here in Manila, here in the Philippines, we have currently about 54,000 MSMEs. The members are all MSMEs, small, micro, small, medium enterprises. The objective of the platform is to help us MSMEs grow your businesses, right? So what can you do with Globallinker? As you can see in the screen, you can connect with suppliers, customers, partners, and become part of a global business network. Well, bakit global business network? Because we are present in a lot of countries all over the world. In fact, we have 300,000 members. Here in Manila, we have 54,000. So because of that, you can avail of exclusive offers and business solutions. You can learn a lot of insights from business leaders and industry trends. And most importantly, we give you a chance to own your own marketplace, your own linker store, your free online store po. This is for free. No? So I cannot emphasize that enough. Sign up with Globallinker is free. All you have to do is just go to www.unionbank.globallinker.com. Okay. So what is Globallinker? It's a free platform for micro, for small and medium businesses, right? So we can build networks, you can connect to markets, you can create opportunities for growth. We help you digitize your business, which I think everyone is into digital solutions these days, no? During this time of pandemic, wala pong masyadong lumalabas. So we all rely on online sales, right? This is a one-stop hub for SMEs, and we enable MSMEs to scale up your businesses. Okay, so we have 300,000 members globally, right? So here in the Philippines, Union Bank is the official corporate issuer. In other countries, may HSBC, depends, no? Kung anong bank nag-avail of the franchise in other countries, but here it's Union Bank po. Okay, next. So currently we have 43,000 members, partners, right? All here in the platform, willing to connect to each other, helping each other grow. So when you click on the landing page of the Union Bank Globallinker, you will be led to a lot of tabs, right? So I'll just go through it very quickly. There's the knowledge tab, there's listings, offers, there's the linker store creation, there's the groups page. Ito yung ginawa namin for Live Lokal. No? We created a website for them, a groups page for them. There's events which we can host, webinars. There are banking solutions. Itong mga banking solutions, you will find out ano po yung meron, what services you can avail of from Union Bank. And there are tools, no, to help you digitize your business. So let's go through them one by one. Okay, so here, makita niyo po dito here in the left side, on the left side of my presentation, the knowledge section, right? So ano po yung knowledge section? So when you go to Globallinker, the first tab you will be led to is the knowledge section. So the knowledge section talks about special interest articles, current business trends. Yung knowledge section po, yun yung parang if you don't want to read newspaper, you just go to the knowledge section, and lahat po ng articles na sinashare about, be it about COVID, about how to cope with COVID, how to cope during this pandemic, how is the economy doing, right? Lahat po yan nasa knowledge page. So they're special interest articles shared by Union Bank RMs, shared by Globallinker staff members, shared by our partners, shared by MSMEs inside Globallinker. Kung ano lang po yung nasa market, nasa news ngayon, everyone is free to share, right? So that's the knowledge section. Itong groups page po on the right, if you can see it, yun po yung websites that we create for affinity groups such as Live Lokal. So how did this Live Lokal, paano po kami nagkakilala nila Mamina and ni Janet, no? So it was through one of their account officers in Union Bank. They're a client. So si AJ connected us. So yun, we discussed what their theme is, right? Si Mamina, I remember, explained what Live Lokal is. Sabi ko, sige, yes, let's partner. We collaborated. So we created a groups page for them. Kaya po lahat tayo nandito. We want to collaborate. So lahat po kayo, I believe, you're part of Live Lokal group. It's a network, right? You're building a community, which I'm very happy to be part of because Union Bank powered and sponsored that platform po, right? So knowledge and groups. So offers, okay. One of the privileges also of being a global linker member is that you'll be able to avail of exclusive offers that are available only inside the platform. So if you can see here, these are some partners. There's SID-IN, Coursera, Q. These are partners whom we have collaborated with, who are inside the Global Linker and who give special discounts to the MSMEs who are onboarded the platform, right? So for example, iStudio, right? Meron silang, they sell Apple products kung meron, which they sell Apple products outside, right? But here inside Global Linker, may mga exclusive deals exclusively for members lang po of Global Linker. Seed-In, it's a loan company. So for example, there's an MSME, kailangan nyo ng puhunan, kailangan nyo mag-loan. You can check out the offers that we've tied up with them. They constantly update their offers po. It's all there in the linker page. We also have, like for example, HR solutions, no? Like we have partnered with Salarium. Salarium is an HR solutions. So for example, a company needs an attendance check, right? So itong Salarium, I think they lend you their gadget, an iPad for 5,000 pesos a month. And then with that, you can check the temperature of you can scan the temperature of your employee. With that, may attendance na po and all, right? So maraming mga ganun na solutions that we offer inside Global Linker via the offers page. All you have to do is just to go to the offers tab, right? And then banking solutions. So, we're giving this all for free, right? So sign up is for free. You create your own marketplace for free. We created the groups page for Live Local for free. So a lot of merchants are asking us, so what's in it for Union Bank? So if you go to the banking solutions page, you will see there lahat po na produkto na meron yung Union Bank, which we think will help the MSMEs. So there's the credit card, there's the loans, there's insurance, there's checking account, savings account. So we don't even require, right? But we encourage the MSMEs who are onboarded Global Linker to open an account naman sana po with Union Bank. That's one way of helping us also grow our business also here in Union Bank po, right? And sign up is very easy. You can open your account digitally. You just leave a message. Mag-leave lang po kayo ng message doon, and an account officer will instantly get in touch with you and teach you how to what documents to upload for you to be able to open an account digitally po, right? So yun. One of the highlights, right? One of the highlights of Global Linker is owning your own linker store. Parang meron po kayong sariling Shopify. Meron po kayong sariling linker store, right? So you can sell your products here. You can upload your pictures, the products you sell. You can put your magkano yung price nyo, you put your logo, put your banner. It's all available pa in the marketplace. So I believe after this session, there will be a mentoring session with sila Mina. So if ever po there are questions or there are interested merchants to create their own linker store, please just let sila Mina know and they will get in touch with us, and we can conduct a webinar separately for the creation of linker store. Right? So tools, there are a lot of tools to help you manage your businesses there. As I've mentioned, there's the HR solution, there's payroll solution there. Kung meron po kayong available na linker store na po inside the platform, we have partnered po with logistics partner. We have partnered po with Paymaya to help you with the payments channel. So ang dami pong solutions po available in Global Linker po. All you have to do is check it out. So these are the webinars, during this time of COVID. Ang dami pong avail po ng online services ng Global Linker. We gave a lot of webinars. Sa totoo lang, last year, hundreds. No? So these are the webinars. These are the themes. It's all related to, most of them are related to COVID. Some of them related to data privacy, how to cope during this time of pandemic, what businesses should we go into, what are the pitfalls, right? So ito po. This one are some groups we created. No? So aside from Live Local, we created, you can check this out all in the groups page of Global Linker. We created a group called Project Luca. So what is Project Luca? For example, they're also an advocate sila naman, para accounting group sila. they give free accounting consultation po for MSMEs, right? So there's a group called Project Luca in the Globallinker. If you want to be a member, all you have to do is just join their group, and an admin will let you sign up po, right? So this is the Affinity Partnership Program. So very briefly again, Live Local. Live Local is an affinity partner, right? So here in Globallinker, aside from letting you have your own marketplace, letting you have your own linker store, giving you knowledge, giving webinars, we give we give our partners a chance to have their own website, just like Live Local po. That's one of the advocacy po of Union Bank to help the MSMEs and their groups grow their businesses, right? Connect with each other, have their own community po. Right? So these are samples of the Affinity Partnership Program we have. And then we have e-commerce platform also for you. Very soon po, very soon we will be offering supply chain for everyone. So very briefly, I'd like to discuss what supply chain is. For example, if I'm a marketplace owner, right? I'm a store owner. I own a coffee shop, and then my supply is running low. For example, my coffee beans are running low. What do we do? Normally we manually call our coffee bean supplier, right? Hey, my stocks are running low. Can you deliver? And sometimes hindi nagtutugma yung schedule. Sometimes they deliver late because of the pandemic, walang delivery and all. So with the digitalization of the supply chain, very soon yung mga marketplaces po, we want to digitize them by also onboarding their suppliers inside Globallinker, inside their marketplace, such that ordering of supplies takes place digitally inside the platform po. So that when my supplies run low, I don't have to call digitally. I just have to send a message. I'll order online. My supplier gets a prompt, delivers conveniently and delivers promptly and delivers on time. And then we want that to happen. So ordering happens inside the platform. Fulfillment also happens during the inside the platform. So meaning, if I want to deliver, for example, my goods now, right now kasi, you book your own logistics partner pa. But very soon, we will want to integrate Grab and Mr. Speedy and all the other riders, so that from ordering, payment, fulfillment of orders, everything happens inside Globallinker Market Store. That's where we want to go moving forward po. So that very briefly is, in a nutshell, is what Globallinker is. I'm very happy and I'm very honored to have Mina and Jeanette here, partner with us, right? I really look forward to a very fruitful partnership with this group. I'm very excited. And always remember that, we're here to help each other. It may be pandemic, how many months? 13 months and 13 months and counting, But as they say, it's during the darkest night when the stars shine the brightest, right? So we're always here to help each other. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, to get in touch with Globallinker, to get in touch with Live Local if you need anything from us, and we'll always be here to help each other. That's it for me. Thanks so much. If you have any questions, I can entertain them, or if you want later, okay, then with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rowana, for that very informative presentation about Union Bank Globallinker.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. You're very much welcome, and thank you for being here. Mina, do we proceed to the short demo, or do we go for an open forum first?
Actually, very informative na yung mga areas na diniscuss ni Ms. Rowana, but maybe I can introduce a landing page that they created for us. So for the participants here who are interested to make their own linker store, I'll just post the link in our chat, and then you can visit and make an account there. So, and then later on, we'll get through the feedback form, we'll get your email addresses, and we'll send you the step-by-step process for you to be able to create your own linker page. So, ayan.
And Mamina, just to add po, I can send you a recorded webinar of the step-by-step process on how to create a linker store. But in case there are merchants of your group who prefer to have a live, like a Zoom discussion, because some of them may prefer like a walkthrough, like everyone participates and it's live, right? Like someone demonstrates and someone follows. We can also arrange that for you. Just let me know.
Yeah. Okay. Sige po, we'll set that up, Mr. Rowana, just in case there are people who need parang specific
Mas
na
hand-holding, yes. Opo,
like
yes, yes.
hands-on session for
Yes.
our onboarding sa Union Bank, we'll be happy to do so.
Okay po.
And then I've pasted the link, Eds, to our chat group. So make sure to click that one and create your own linker store. And then from there, you can explore all the functionalities and benefits of the Global Linker page.
Tama po. Yeah.
Okay. May questions po ba sa crowd for Ms. Ruana or for the Live Local team?
It seems that we have a number of participants who are very much interested, no? Now will be a really great time to ask your questions as Ms. Rowana, the resource speaker, is here. And also probably some of you have questions for Live Local.
Yeah.
We're also
Actually,
here.
Live Local also created our own SME bank account through Union Bank, and it was processed like quickly, like 3 days. It was like set up already.
Very quick.
We were so happy. You just need to provide all the necessary information like your business permits, like DTI registration. And AJ, who's also in the call, can also assist you in creating your own SME bank account.
And also, Mamina, just to add po, if you create an account via AJ inside the Globallink platform, the minimum balance requirement po is much lower than if you walk in a branch. That's one of the benefits of onboarding with Globallinker. So as I've said a while ago, marami pong mga, ano mo yung mga ganun na exclusive offers that are available only for members. So I encourage everyone to leave a message with AJ or to inquire with AJ about how to open a digital account inside Globallinker po and avail of the exclusive offer po from Union Bank.
Yes.
That is great.
And then we'll link you up to AJ and the Globallinker team.
Yes. AJ's email is in the chat box. It's ajvirena@unionbankpage.com. Oh, we have one question here in the chat box from Miss Elaine. She asked, will it be the same for corporate accounts? I guess that goes for the opening balance. Is that right?
Yes po.
Yes. Okay. Actually,
Ayun,
also
yes.
AJ is active in the chat box. Yeah.
Ayan. So, corporate account with a minimum balance of 5,000 pesos. Ayan. Okay. I think, and so, Ms. Rana will just forward you some of the questions that will be generated after. And then kay AJ then as well for
Sure. Yes. Thank you.
Set up the session na lang for the onboarding for those who are interested.
Yes. Okay po. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much again, Ms. Rowana. Thank you, Union Bank. Thank you, AJ. And also, if there are any other Union Bank resource persons here, thank you so much. Ayan, dear entrepreneurs, no? Napakaganda ng sinabi ni Ms. Rowana. So, if you have any questions, do email AJ. And also, you can check the link that Mina has provided in our chat box now and create your own accounts. Okay, that's great. So, we now move on to our next topic. Ang mismong ating about topic on financial management by Mr. Adriann Caldozo. So, I would like to call on my colleague, Janet, to introduce Mr. Adriann. Thank you. Take it away, Janet.
Thank you, Ed. Okay, so let me introduce a dear and colleague of mine. So I worked with Adriann previously when I was working in a social enterprise, Messy Bessie. So, well, we moved on in the different career paths already, but we share the same passion in helping entrepreneurs. So Adriann is an entrepreneur at heart. He has worked on his social enterprises, Unpacked, Beanstalk PH, and Roots Katipunan. An MBA graduate from AIM, he currently works in Aboitiz Equity Venture as the Business Services Officer, and he's also a part-time faculty at the Malayan College, Laguna's Entrepreneurship Program. He is strong in entrepreneurial finance that he is used to drive an MSME social mission, sustainable growth, and resilience. So let us all welcome Adriann. Oh, Adriann, I need to give you host access. Hold on.
I think I can share my, yes. Hi Janet, kamusta?
Hello. Mina, can you give Adriann? Yeah, thank you.
made you co-host, Adrian.
All right, great. Okay, hold on. I'll share. Hi, so that you can see me. Hello. Hi, everyone. Let me share my screen. Yes. Okay. Can you share the screen?
Yeah, we can see. You can see the screen.
Okay, great. Okay, let's start. Hi, entrepreneurs. Ganda ng session kanina. May naabutan ako konti, like a few minutes, but it's good that it started with a with a Union Bank. At least one of Voitis na. So sakto, ang galing. So today's masterclass is really on financial management, but I want to really structure this in a way that we're positioning it in investing today on tomorrow's growth. So finance is really covering about your historical, your present, and your future plans for your MSE. So just several ground rules that we have to set up. Just let's make this a two-way conversation. So I want this to be a more dynamic discussion. So if at any point of this session that you have questions, that you have a burning question that you want to ask already, just feel free to stop me and then ask me the question that is within you. And for me, the best teacher is always experience. And I've had a few failures and a few successes that I really want to share with you. And that the second best teacher for us is not only our experience, but are also our colleagues' experience. So I hope that we could learn from each other, that the other entrepreneurs also share their experiences. So if you have your own similar situation or experience that happened to you in the past, feel free to share it with the rest of the group. And I think that would be most helpful for everyone else. Okay ba yun? Okay ba yun? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Sige. And then, so just a little introduction. So you have something, you know something about me. So I started Beanstalk in 2013, one of the few e-commerce sites at that time. Kasabay pa namin si Zalora noon. They were delivering the shoes. So shoes pa lang sa Zalora noon. And then it closed down after a few years, and then we started the Roots Katipunan. So more we turned it the Beanstalk concept turned into an office store, an office and retail store in Katipunan. So that was in 2016. And then I'm doing Unpack today. So really, entrepreneurship has never left me, even though I've been with Messy Bessie. That's where I worked with Janet. So kami yung tandem noon. Si Janet was with supply chain and I was with finance and accounting. And now I'm with AEV. So still with finance and business services. No. So I hope I could share my experience and my little knowledge that I have with my failures that I hope that you never go through the same experience and then the same successes that I have as well. So let's start. So what will we be covering today? So as I've said that this session is talking about the past, present, and future. So in the past, that what I'm saying about is the transaction records. So the financial reports. These talk about the past of our business that hopefully can guide us in our present and future decision making. And then for the present, it's more the day-to-day financial management. What are the key metrics and ratios that you should look at on a day-to-day basis, on a regular basis, that could spell the growth or the stagnation of your business. So I think we, as an entrepreneur, we have to highlight specific metrics and specific ratios that we have to keep in mind so that it gives us something to work on so that we become more intentional with our decisions. So I think being entrepreneur is being risk-taking, but what level of risk are we really talking about, and what kind of benefits do we really want? And we'll briefly talk about activity-based costing and some financial operations that are crucial for your day-to-day financial management. And finance is also about talking about the future. So we'll talk a little bit of financial planning so that it could help you guide in your future strategic decisions. So, but it's for me, these three, the past, present, and future, really goes hand in hand. Because we have to have our past so that we could decide for our present and our future, and then when we do talk about the future, we have to have some basis of where we are right now. So, so this is what we'll be talking about. Any questions first? Kung ano yung mga questions nyo muna? Advanced questions para at least we could uh, put it in a proper box already.
Okay, you can utilize the chat box if you have
Yeah.
questions about financial management or anything related to that, or
Yep.
you can actually unmute and speak.
Yes, I'd be happy. Okay? So
Meron
at
ba kayong
any
question?
wala pa burning questions probably.
Sige,
Maybe
baka
as we
mamaya
go,
pa.
yeah, as we go through the whole session. No. Okay? Okay, let's start talking about, let's be chronological about it para no medyo linear. Let's start talking about the past. Okay. So the past is really talking about like history books. Our past can tell us so much about who we are and where we have been. Uh, and my key message here is really about starting as early as possible to properly record transactions. We all know that it's sometimes difficult when you have to talk. Really, when you have to decide when talking to customers or recording your transactions. Sometimes we're caught up in that dilemma. So, but as much as possible, write it down on any piece of paper or any notes that you have. Keep a journal if you want to do if you don't, if you're not used to recording on your phone, write it on a piece of paper and then just consolidate later on. But we'll see later on how much value the proper recording of transactions early on. So uh, it would define so much about your decision making in the present and then the future. Because as I've said, because if we know what our transactions are, what our finances are today, our decision making becomes more intentional. So if I have a sales today of 1,000, do I want 1,000 again tomorrow? So at least hindi siya sakto, ay, okay na yan kung ano na lang meron ulit today. So at least it becomes more intentional. We have a number to target. And for me, really is that I follow this book. It's called Measure What Matters. It's one of the key operational tools that you use so that you can guide your day-to-day, not only financial management but also operational and marketing management. No. So I just want to share with you. I was on the radio earlier, and then I was listening to uh, uh, an entrepreneur. They started their leather making business before the pandemic, and then it suddenly boomed after during the lockdown. I don't know why. I didn't clearly understand why, but they got a lot of orders during the lockdown and all. I think it's because of the leather casing for the laptops and then the computers and their phones. And then at the end of the whole conversation, the interviewer was asking, "So, what was your key tips for the other entrepreneurs?" And then what they said is just that uh, uh, treat your business as a separate person. And then, kapag ka may nag-transfer daw doon sa personal account nila, when they receive payments on their personal accounts, they said, may 500 dyan si, si Soton ata. Soton ata yung pangalan. Ganyan. And then, or uy, meron 200 sa yung si Soton Leather Shop. Okay. So, para siyang may utang tuloy sa business. And for me, one of the clear practical tips already if you're starting out is separate your cash you receive and the cash you use for payments. And then the whole cash management, the physical cash management is critical. That you separate it from your own personal money so that at least you know whether you're earning or not, and that when the business is losing, you don't also lose your money, so that you're only losing money in as much as how much you invested in. And of course, as I've mentioned earlier, you write and record your transactions early on. So do a transaction recording. There are a lot of digital ways already to do that the transaction recording. So it automizes and makes everything faster. I've written this on the module. I can't stress it enough that even if you're just talking about 1,000 peso or 2,000 pesos or 500 pesos, at least record it and properly monitor your transactions. So I've advised you to use Wave if you haven't used any accounting tool already, or Zoho. Zoho, I think, is a paid one. Merong paid version siya. But they're more or less similar. There are free versions. Wave is a free version all throughout. You get to send digital invoices, and then you record the payments instantly, and then it creates a dashboard already of your financial statements, and it creates your financial reports for you. So these are amazing tools and easy to learn. They'll even guide you how to migrate, or if you have an existing recording transactions already, how to migrate your current transactions into the Wave system or to the Zoho. So as much as possible, if you're starting out, learn it by yourself first. Kaya yan. If there are only few transactions, hindi pa naman minsan sulit kumuha ng accounting. But if you get the service earlier na mention, di ba? May accounting help na binibigay. You can avail that as well. At least early on, the books and the transactions are already clean. And later on, it's harder to clean books and clean your transactions when it's already 1-2 years apart already. So that's what I really just want to emphasize about the past, and make it as painless as possible, whatever works for you. There are of course standards, but this is primarily for your own use kasi. So there are already a lot of digital ways, and these two systems are only my suggestions based on my experience as well. If you have your own, feel free to use it and whatever works for you. No. So, okay, let's move on to the present. So past is really about what has happened before and what has already happened. And it all culminates in the present and talking about the present. So these transactions are used to create your financial reports. So hindi mo na kailangan i-organize yan. If you have a digital system with the Wave and so it can digitally generate the reports for you already. So we'll be discussing that briefly, financial reports and how to look at them, so that at least when you generate those reports, at least you know how to spot and what key things to look at. So in the module, I've also put in some key questions that you should ask yourself and the report, so that you know what to watch out for, no, diba? Para at least it can be useful for you as well. Sorry. And then briefly in the present, we'll do unit economics. I think that's very important, especially when you're launching a new product, when you're launching a new business. For me, unit economics is a very practical tool to decide on a very precise level. So that unit economics talks about the margins and product costing. So gross margins and product costing. And then we'll briefly talk about financial operations. But I'm very happy that UBX is here. They could provide a lot of your financial operations to do so many things and to automate most of your work so that you're not bogged down with these routine processes. No? Okay, so I'm gonna ask a little help from you. I'm gonna ask some questions on financial reports, and then let's see how we fare on reading these reports. Para lang I'll ask you first. Okay, so the first statement that we're looking at is this, the most common one and the most sikat one, the P&L statement or the income statement. So these are financial statements of two different businesses. They are set up very similarly. They're set up. They have similar products, and I just want to ask who is more profitable. And the second question that we're asking here is, if one is more profitable, what drives the profitability? So ibig sabihin, saan nanggagaling kung bakit siya nagkumikita? Okay. So I'll give you a few minutes to look at them, and then share your ideas, what you notice, what you don't understand, and answer the who is the profitable business and what drives their profitability. Okay, 1 minute.
Okay. Pwede niyong i-chat ang yung choice sa chat natin kung business A or business B. Who's the more profitable business? And meron na tayong isang sagot. Letter B.
B daw.
So far, si RJ Vanguardia, si Miss Jo Palomares, Shine and Sparkle, si Miha, puro B.
Puro B.
Cost of good is lower according to Sir Gino Puno.
Yes, good point. Yes. So a lot are saying B. Cost of goods is lower with B. I think that you're referring to business B, right?
Yeah, business B.
Okay. What else?
For the rest?
Yeah. How about the others?
Pwede kayo mag-unmute if you want to explain your choice.
So sabi ni Joe, 68 versus 76% CGS lower for B. Lower portion. Paano ko ba ito izo-zoom?
Actually, ano na po siya, full screen na yung okay, so from Miss Caticorn, yeah, but the OPEX of A and admin expenses are both higher than B.
That's true. Good point. So OPEX, kanina sinasabi natin, the COGS or the cost of goods sold of business B is lower, but the OPEX is also higher. Your presenter screen is blocking it. Paano ba siya?
Sir Reggie, sige po, I'm not sure kung ano po yung nakita nyo, but so I can take a screenshot and then I can paste the image sa ating chat.
Okay, net. So net income, yes, B is still more profitable. More income to business B. That's right. Okay. Sabi ng iba. How about the others? Oops.
Ayan po. So B pa rin ang consistent na answer.
Kawawa naman si business A. Okay.
Ayan.
Okay.
B is the mas marami.
Okay. So let's sum it up. Ano mga sinabi? So this is actually a vertical analysis tool. So this is what we're saying is that we're scaling the whole business in terms of its total income. So kaya yung 100% natin is the total income, di ba? And then from each business, we could see how much each expense here. Nakikita ba yung pointer? Hindi. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, our
Yes.
Kita na.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can see how much where is your income going? To which expense is your income going? Kaya siya naka-breakdown. And at the end of the whole vertical analysis, you can see, so kung may isang piece, kung if you're earning 1 peso, the percentage in the vertical analysis show how much you're earning. So if you're earning 100 pesos, you're always earning 8.3 pesos in business A. And in business B, if you're generating a sale of 100 pesos, you're taking home a net profit of 18.9 pesos. So that's the best that's the easiest way to understand it. So the vertical analysis is useful to identify how efficient or how effective is your business. So tama yung mga sinabi natin. That first you look at your cost of goods sold. So clearly here, it already drives profitability. So si business B, if it's selling 100 pesos, 31 pesos na kagad yung natatago niya for admin expenses. Si business A, 24 pesos lang. So that's about 7 pesos already, 7 peso difference already that you could use for advertising, that you could use for your salaries, for your marketing, that you could use for delivery expenses, your logistics, to deliver goods. So that already creates so much difference, di ba? Kasi we could already see mostly kasi operating expenses, but here in this case, admin expenses are fixed. Ibig sabihin, no matter how much you sell, at the end of the day, you're still gonna pay these salaries and these bonuses and these office supplies. They won't actually change. So, kaya tama na sinabi yung difference in operating expenses. See, you can already clearly see here that the operating expenses for the two business are vastly different. So kahit na sabihin mo, yes, in absolute amount, so ibig sabihin, 42,000 lang yung binabayarang operating expenses ni Business A as compared to Business B na nagbabayad ng 62 pesos. But in comparison to its sales, it's already creating a difference of 3 pesos. So ibig sabihin, its operating expenses is creating more sales or more effective in terms of sales. So same fixed expenses, same operations lang, but other business is generating more sales. So that's why the answer, clear-cut answer here is that yes, B is more profitable, and the ones driving its profitability is one, its cost of goods sold. In terms of unit economics, so mamaya makikita natin yan. What comprises of these cost of goods sold? And so significantly, probably mas mura niyang nabibili or nagagawa yung produkto niya. And in terms of operations, it's more efficient. Baka naman mas konting tao, mas effective yung mga tao niya. 'Di ba? So, this is a very simple way to look at the net income and the P&L statement. Do a vertical analysis. Where is your money going? Where is your income going? And what kind of expenses are you paying a lot on, 'di ba? So, okay tayo dito? Any questions so far?
Yes, meron po ba kayong gustong clarify with the data presented and the explanation why B is considered to be profitable? Questions? Pwede po kayo mag-unmute o po kayo mahihang magsalita.
So that I could hear your voice.
Ay, may tayong isang thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. Good sign, good sign.
Okay, later na lang
Okay.
siguro yung question.
Yeah, probably later. Okay. So next, the next slide is gonna be a different way of presenting. So sorry, medyo pangit lang yung formatting, but it's still a P&L statement, but now it's just one business, and now you have your historical transactions. So that's, I think, the value of the recording your transactions early on. You could do this on a monthly basis, not just on a yearly basis. So monthly, kung gusto mo, weekly pa nga, okay lang. As long as you can generate insights from it. Diba? So here, it's still a P&L statement, but across several years. So you can see here the revenue, the gross profit, same format, and then the net profit here. So pinaikli ko lang konti. It's a totally different business. And the key questions here is, so again, P&L statement. We're talking about P&L statement. Is the company profitable? And what is happening in the company, in the business over the years? So you could always ask this question when you get this kind of presentation of data. So I'll give you again 1 to 2 minutes to go through the data and then answer the questions. Is the company profitable and what's happening over the years?
Ayan. Pwede nyo pong i-paste again ang inyong opinion sa ating chat. Or pwede rin po kayo mag-unmute. So like it's a 5-year presentation ng data. And according to Miss Jerby of Capricorn Teams, it's losing money over time.
Losing money. Okay.
Okay. Si Sir
Okay.
Gino.
In terms of what? Losing money in terms of what?
Miss Jerby, you can do a follow-up for
Yes,
that.
follow up natin. Let's push that. Let's push that
Can
idea.
you unmute and explain, Miss Jerby?
Okay. It's losing money over the years. Cost of goods is increasing and OPEX revenue is less. Okay? OPEX revenue, OPEX lang, operating expenses, or the revenue is less.
Okay, sabi ni Miss Jerby, interest expense has grown exponentially.
Good, good. Interest expense. Baka nagbabayad na lang siya ng interest sa utang niya, no?
Okay, profit is decreasing.
Profit is decreasing.
Nagkautang-utang na. Expenses is increasing. Cost of goods increasing. Internet expense increasing. Revenue is less. Net profit is decreasing every year.
Okay, may tanong ako. The revenue is increasing though. From 1,079, naging 1,357 siya. It's about growth of about 25% year on year. So, bakit lumiliit yung net profit? So, bakit natin sinasabi siyang nalulugi pala siya, net profit is decreasing? Gawa ng way para magdoble revenue na kain ng inflation? Yes, that could be. So, price increases, pwedeng kaya lang lumaki yung revenue niya?
Okay, increase expenses by cost of goods and interest expense.
Yes.
Nagpalit siya ng supplier. Okay, may
Nagpalit siya ng supplier. Pwede.
OPEX
Pwede yun.
growth is faster
Alam
than
natin yung papalit ng supplier.
Si Janet gumagawa niyan lagi.
okay. Operational expenses growth is faster than revenue.
Good, good. Okay. So, let's sum it up. Ang daming insight. I think mas madaming insight dito kaysa dun sa comparison ng two business. So, those are really good insights and I think very good yung mga kinds of insights na binibigay natin and you're looking at the proper items. So, I think I'll just highlight one idea. So, OPEX growth is faster than revenue. So, when you're looking at horizontal analysis. So ito naman tawag natin dito horizontal analysis. So kanina we're talking about vertical analysis. So we're comparing it Now 100% mo is your total income or your total revenue. But now our 100% is our base year or your 2010 year in this data. So the key always here is that you should always compare, especially for MSMSEs. Sometimes it grows so fast that minsan akala mo pag lumalaki yung benta mo, okay na yon. But the very good insight here is that you must always compare your COGS growth or your OPEX growth or your expenses growth and your net income growth vis-a-vis your revenue growth. Okay. So what does it mean? Ibig sabihin dito, I actually did some computations for here. Year on year, the revenue is growing 25%. So lumalaki siya. Kung meron kang 100 ngayon, may 125 ka na next year. And then the following year, meron ka ng about 160. 'Di ba? So akala mo okay na 'yon. But there could be a lot of things happening. Pwede namang lumalaki din yung company mo, so lumaki rin yung OPEX mo. But it's not proportional to your revenue growth. Ibig sabihin, are you becoming less efficient? Dati, ang 2 tao lang yung nagki-cater para sa lahat ng benta mo. Pero ngayon, nagdoble yung revenue mo, pero nagtriple naman yung mga tao, yung headcount mo. Na sobra ka namang naging aggressive in terms of spending kasi nga akala mo magkakaroon ka naman ng malaking benta for the following year. So, yes, that's the first key point that I want to look at, to emphasize. Always compare your expense and your key items with your revenue growth. Is it proportional? So, ito na yung living within our means, di ba? Yun na yung key item with key comparison with our personal finances. So, kung lumalaki yung sweldo mo ng 5% a year, dapat isabay mo lang din doon yung gastos mo, di ba? So, but yes, it could be the revenue growth can come from so many different things. Pwedeng volume, pwedeng value. As was pointed out earlier, it could be just the price inflation or price increases. But in this case, the revenue growth is 25%. So I don't think that's inflation, just inflation. So kailangan nating ihiwalay yon, no? So you just have to compute it year by year and then compare it with your price increases. And then the other thing is that if you've already compared it with your revenue, ano ba yung sumasabay or ano ba yung goes proportionately with your revenue? So I think upon computation, the cost of goods sold has been 30% growing year on year. So bakit kaya 30%? No. So again, there could be it could be a factor of different things. So pwedeng nagpalit siya ng supplier, yes. Pwede rin naman na you have more wastage. So pwede rin yun. Mas madami ka ngayon tapon. So ngayon yung mga tao mo, mas nagiging careless, mas madami na kasi yung ginagawa. So ay pinapabayaan na muna yung iba or hindi natututukan ng mas maayos. So your cost of goods sold also grows. But it also becomes counterintuitive. Di ba? Dapat sa economics sinasabi natin, if you're growing and you have more, if you're producing more products, your per unit price should also, your per unit cost should also decrease. Pero bakit dito lumalaki? Ibig sabihin, dumadami ka ng benta, bakit nagmamahal siya yung manufacturing cost mo or yung pagbilin mo ng cost? So it could be, it's a factor of so many different things. And then, so that's the second. Notice that for this case, the COGS is increasing 30%. It's faster by 5%. Sa OPEX hindi ko na maalala, and then the EBITDA. But at the end of the whole thing, that's true. You're paying more interest. So more than doubled. From 12.40 naging 30 na siya. And you should be asking why. are you getting too much loans? Are you getting too much or are you getting more expensive loans, 'di ba? So there's those are two entirely different things. Either you're getting a big amount of loan to finance your revenue growth, or are you getting more unfavorable interest terms? So, minsan hindi natin yung napapansin. But, kailangan, syempre, we should manage that from a year-to-year perspective. And by only, uh, by knowing these from a historical perspective, can we be more intentional about how we decide? So, at least now, may budget ka na. If your budget is for this, kung 12%, di ba? So you're paying 12.40 for 2010, 2011. You're paying 12 pesos and 40 cents for 1,000 sale. So ibig sabihin, that's about 1.2% ng benta mo. If you're projecting to have a sale of 1,357 by year 5 or your 2014 and 15, dapat ang binabayaran mo lang siguro dyan mga 15 or mga 16. So now you have a clear idea. Pag pumunta ka sa bangko ngayon or sa mga nagpapautang, magkano lang ba yung kaya ng business ko bayaran? Mga 15 because I'm projecting my revenue to be this much or just this much. So I should only be paying 15 or 16 pesos to the bank, di ba? And that is similar to your operating expenses and to how much salaries are you giving out, how much rent. I think hindi yun minsan napapansin, yung rent mo, kahit sa bahay man lang yan. Baka naman, pag lumipat ka ng office sa isang commercial space na talaga, baka naman drastically mag-increase yung OPEX mo that your revenue can't carry it anymore. So, and at the end of the day, what we look at is the net profit, not the revenue. So, syempre, at least, yun naman kasi, neto na, pag nabayaran mo na lahat ng sweldo, lahat na mga utang mo, dito na nga yung makikita mo. So, tumaas nga yung benta mo, lalo pang lumiit yung kita mo naman. So, from 65.90 naging 5.40 na siya. It decreased multiple fold because of a myriad of things. Your cost of goods sold, your OPEX, and then your interest expenses. So ito na yung classic case of overspending, no? And so those are first key point. Compare your budgets with and then your expenditures with your revenue growth. So make it proportional. And then if it's not proportional, identify which are the key items driving those disproportionality. Saan ba nanggagaling? Kung sa COGS ba yan? Do you have to look at COGS? Do you have to look at OPEX? Do you have to look at interest expense? And lastly, I think you decide here. So now we're in 2015. Sabihin natin, 2015 to. At the end of 2015. Baka naman dapat hindi na lang lumaki yung business ko. I should maintain just my current clientele at 1,079 revenue. Because that's also a possibility. And that's also, I think, a very fair decision to have in a business. Na, I don't want to grow my revenue. I'm happy with my current clientele. Because if I grow my clientele, baka naman lalong pumangit yung service namin. And that's a reason of so many companies right now. So, wala nang masyadong obsessed sa revenue growth. Because at the 1,079 revenue level, at least I'm already able to take home 65.90. And that's so much better than earning 5.40 with your 1,357 revenue level. So, ano ba talaga yung gusto mo? Mas malaking revenue pero mas maliit na kita? Or parang steady and stable revenue? But at least you're earning more on a per revenue level, 'di ba? At least wala pa masyadong sakit ng ulo. 'Di ba? So I think that's a very key strategic decisions that you can already decide on based on just on this historical analysis. Questions?
Ayan, meron tayong question sa chat, Adrian. What's
Manufacturing.
the ideal markup for manufacturing enterprises?
It really depends. I still, from a financial perspective, there's always a tendency to cost plus price, cost plus markup. I'd always challenge that from. I'd always take it from a marketing perspective. Compare your price. Compare your price with your target price with the market price, and then from there, uh, target your cost. So ikaw yung mag-adjust from a supplier and from a business perspective. So, nakikita ko si Janet nag-nod siya because siya yung kami yung nag-uusap dati kung sa pricing nun eh. Yes,
Yeah, I
Janet.
think to add to that, no, I think the discussed din to before. I think during the marketing fundamentals session, I understand many of the participants today kasi were not able to attend that. But in terms of markup, it's really important to look at the perceived value of
Yes.
your product. So you look at your competitors, how much are they selling it, how much are your customers willing to pay for it. So kasi in terms of pricing kasi, di ba, medyo sensitive talaga yan. Like, if you price it too low, akala mo, cost advantage, but it also gives a perception na, baka naman hindi yan good quality.
Yes.
Or pag super mahal naman, nakaka-alienate naman minsan. So, in terms of yun, I guess, I agree with Adrian din na, of course, important to factor in yung cost. Hindi rin pwedeng blindly just setting up a price, tas bahala na magkano yung gagastusin ko. But, we hope that you look at the market as well, not just your cost.
Yes. So I think I'll give you a very good example later. So mamaya ko-compute natin yung cost of sayote, 'di ba? So yes, that's very good point, especially may Lazada, Shopee, it's very easy to compare. And what we have, that's the challenge on our part. So given this revenue level, ano dapat yung maging target cost mo where you could still be profitable, 'di ba? So so I just again highly emphasize yung sinabi ni Bernadette, minsan the pressure to keep growing is all around. Minsan wag tayo masyadong ma-obsess with growing. There are so many definitions already to growth and to success, not only in terms of revenue growth, no? Okay, so punta lang tayo sa susunod para makita natin. I think the most important na financial statement for a SME, diba? So this is a cash flow statement. Ito naman over the years again. It's set up differently from the module that I presented. So, but it's very similar in a lot of ways. For an entrepreneur, this is, I think, one of the key things that you should look at more than the P&L. Kasi pag P&L naman, later or after the fact pa siya. But especially if you have plans to grow, go look at your cash flow statement. So ito, hindi ko muna to ipapa-open muna. Ito na lang. Simulan na natin to para we could spend more open questions later. So for me, tinitignan lagi dito, cash flow statement cash is always the lifeblood of an MSME. Yeah. So, sometimes, kaya yun ang nagiging problema ng madaming startups and a lot of companies. Not because they're not earning. So, just like this example. So, if you can already see here, if you look at the the income statement of this company, the net income is actually growing. So, from 1,293, it grew in a few years, 3 years, naging 1,500 na siya. For a variety of reasons, hindi natin makikita yan sa cash flow statement. That's why it should be read hand in hand with your P&L. But if you can see here, so tignan mo muna yung taas, and then tignan mo yung baba, change in cash. Are you generating money or are you losing money? At the end, in the beginning, you're still generating cash, but it has been decreasing your change in cash. So nagdagdagan ka ng cash sa 2003, pero pagdating mo ng 2006, naging negative 203 na. So this is always this is an experience that many of us can experience. You may have increasing net income in absolute terms, but you're losing cash. And that's the first thing that you have to look at. Compare your cash flow, your change in cash, against your net income. So parang kanina, we're comparing it to our revenue. Now, we're comparing our cash with our net income. It's going more profitably, but it's also losing cash. And we have to know, where is this coming from? So lagi, si cash flow statement is always divided into three parts. So first is the operating cash flow. That's your main business. So that's how you know if you're making money from your own business. So that's it. Kailangan mo lang tignan yan. So you can see, that's the first part. The investing and the financing is really about how much investments are you making. So are you buying equipments? Are you buying machineries for your business? So mas common to kung bumibili ka ng mga big ticket purchases. And then the last one is if you're borrowing or paying loans or your investments, di ba? So that's for the financing. So okay, tignan muna natin si operating cash flow. Let's break it down. Si operating cash flow, always notice the net income first, and then changes in these three items: AR, inventories, and then your accounts payable. That's your big operational cash factors. Okay, so let's look at the net operating cash flow first. So it's still positive. So alam mo na nagge-generate ng cash yung business mo. So it may be, at the end of the day, it may be losing money in 2006, but the business has actually generated money. That's why you always have to make that distinction. The business is making money. Okay. So where is the money coming from? Kahit lumataas yung net income mo, but your change in accounts receivable is growing bigger. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Kapag ka negative si change in accounts receivable, lumalaki si accounts receivable mo. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Madami ka ring pinapautang na customers. So you're giving more credit terms, probably. You're also probably not collecting enough. Hindi nagbabayad si customer on time, di ba? Kaya lumalaki siya. And that causes us to lose money. Kaya siya nagiging negative. Bawas siya sa net income mo. Okay? So that's the first thing to look at about AR. Lumalaki ba siya or lumiliit? Okay? And kasi dito, kitang-kita mo na, it's growing exponentially. So probably you have a collection or a credit term issue there. So probably you're giving out too long or too lenient with the collection. So I think kailangan natin yung isipin on a day-to-day management. Nakaka-collecta ba ako? And that's always the joke with sales. A sale is not complete unless you have not collected, unless you have collected from the customer. So look at your AR, accounts receivable. Madami ka bang pinapautang? Second is your change in inventory, especially with your kind of businesses. Madami yan nagtatago ng inventaryo. Kasi nga, syempre, mas mura kapag you buy in bulk or you have to anticipate orders in the future. So take a look at with your inventory. Is it growing proportionately with your income and revenue as well? So usually we compare the change in inventory with your change in revenue as well. So dito, I don't think drastically naman dito nag-i-increase. So a positive number in a change in inventory, meaning nabawasan ka ng inventory. So you're able to liquidate more inventory. So mas nakapagbenta ka na mas madami. Kapag naman nabawasan, negative, on this case, sa 2004 to 2006, ibig sabihin, you're purchasing more or you're stocking up more. So this especially happens with a very rapidly growing companies. So and rapidly growing companies and uh, those companies with a very long lead time sa suppliers nila. So kasi syempre pagka malayo yung lead time mo, kailangan mo umorder ng maaga, you have to bulk up in advance. So baka naman napupunta lang yung income mo sa pagbili ng mga inventaryo na gagamitin mo in the future, di ba? And then the third one that you have to the 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 third one that you have to look at is the accounts payable. This also goes hand in hand with your accounts receivable. Dapat pantay lang sila si accounts payable. So dito sa statement na to, positive siya lahat. Ibig sabihin, si supplier, hindi naman nangongolekta sa iyo. So you're generating money actually. Para ka nangungutang sa supplier mo. So you're not good at collecting, kaya nga naging negative si accounts receivable, tama yung sinabi ni Arlene. But the suppliers are also not collecting. So probably not collecting from you, you're not paying enough, or you could probably be extended a longer credit term. So the operating cash flow is an interplay of those four items. One is your net income. And then the second one is your accounts receivable. Papautang ka ba sa customers mo or are you not collecting enough? Secondly is your income only going to inventory to bulk up or to stock up on inventory? And then the third one is your accounts payable. So accounts payable with your suppliers. So always look at this on a very on an operational perspective because it could also spell your relationship with your suppliers and with your customers. So in terms of financial management, this is one key critical thing to manage in terms of cash flow. So AR, inventory, accounts payable. So not only you're managing your expenses on a budgetary perspective, pero yung rate of collection, rate of payment, that's also critical part of your operations. And it could spell the 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 success or decline of your business from a cash perspective. Syempre, pag wala ka ng cash, wala ka ng pampasweldo. Baka naman kasi hindi ka nakapagpasweldo dahil hindi ka rin nakapag-collecta sa customer mo, di ba? Okay? Briefly, investing cash flow and financing cash flow is if you're doing more, purchasing more fixed assets. So, ibig sabihin, are you buying equipments? Are you buying machineries? Are you buying sealers? Are you buying tables, computers for the office? So, just to sum up this whole operational, this cash flow statement, yes, the business is generating cash flow, but you have a very aggressive PPE investment. So probably you're investing heavily on equipment that your operating cash flow can't finance. So what you result into is that you actually borrow money. So yun yung para makumpleto lang yung story. So your business is generating money, but you also want to invest in your fixed assets, and you use but to have money for your fixed assets, you're actually borrowing money. So dito may makikita, kaya positive naman sa financing cash flow mo. So makikita mo dito almost halos parehas na si financing cash flow si investing. So that's actually a good sign. So you're only matching up your investing with your financing cash flow. And the change of cash is an interplay of those three. No? Okay. So, I'll go through it muna para matapos tayo dito before any other questions. Save it for later pag samasamahin muna natin. Lastly, for the present is that you monitor cash flow, consider unit economics, the cost of goods sold, identify which are your fixed and variable expenses. And then in terms of ratios, just compare it to your revenue. Compare, all numbers are not good on its own. You always have to compare it on another number. So either on another business, that's what we did in the first one. In the second one, we compared the number in our revenue, which is our 100%. And the third one is we're comparing it with our net income. So, okay. So I think those are very good lead questions already when you're looking at your own financial statements. Ito na yung, I think, yung magiging question dito. The unit economics, it could always spell whether you're earning in a particular product or not. So gross margin percentage is our computation for our unit economics. So how much are you earning for each product sold that you're selling? So it's a product over each product sold, price minus unit cost lang yan. So your SRP minus your unit cost. So this is very good, especially if you have multiple SKUs or multiple products that are selling. So at least you know if you're losing money in one product, probably you should stop selling that particular product. Or if you're upselling, or if you're creating a hero product, whether you want to boost a particular product in your Facebook, at least alam mo kung saan ka mas kumikita, di ba? And that's where you should invest more. Those are only like 3 questions and 3 decisions that you could make just by looking at gross margin percentage. And paano ba natin yung kino-compute? We're really going for an activity-based costing to compute your unit cost. So always look at your materials, labor, logistics, and labels and packaging. Briefly, I think major key items that you should always look at already. So akala lang iba, kung magkano mo lang yung materials na ginamit, yun na yung unit cost mo. But you should always take into consideration the time spent on each product, whether you have to repackage it, make improvements on it. So that's the labor cost. And then the logistics, the cost of the cost of product being brought to your warehouse or to your house. So how much is the share in storage, gas, and truck, di ba? So si Transportify, magkano yung share niya ng isang produkto mo doon. And then the labels and packaging, the amount of use usually ang ginagamit dyan. So let's take, for example, cost of sayote. A few months ago, I was selling sayote, vegetables here in Laguna. So we buy the cost of sayote. Sasabihin sa amin, bakit naman mahal ng sayote nyo? Or parang, kasi binibenta na siya, I think na 15 pesos sa palengke. Pero we're incredibly shocked at the beginning because from the farmer's perspective, 2 pesos lang nila binibenta. Bakit naging 15 pesos? So, of course, there are middleman issues. Minsan, tinataasan nila kagad yan. Ginagawa na nilang 25 pesos, 40 pesos. So, pero dito at least makikita mo what are your unit economics and how do you compute for your cost per unit. So, yes, mahal ang handling fee. Tama dyan. So, to compute for our cost of sayote, what we really did is, one is wastage. Sometimes people don't take into consideration the wastage. For every 100 sayotes that we get, we actually throw away 1 sayote. So that's about 10% of products that we receive because probably hindi kasi kami kumuha ng cold storage and then yung handling pangit, so nagkakaroon ng cost of wastage. Saan mo yung babawiin? Siyempre, doon pa rin sa cost of sayote and we have to distribute that. Second is the labor in time and output. So, handling nung pagbaba, siyempre may pahinante yan. Tapos, repackaging the whole sayote kasi nakapack yan na 25 kilos. Kailangan mo siyang minsan lilinisan or i-brush mo ng konti, huhugasan. So, here, the easiest way to do a labor computation is do a time motion study. So, tignan mo lang kung magkano yung pinapasweldo mo sa isang tao, tapos ilan ba yung nagagawa niya, di ba? and then distribute it na lang. And then thirdly is the logistics cost. Sobrang mahal ng logistics cost namin. That's the thing that we had to fix early on. Logistics and weight. We're getting a 1-tonner truck, and then we're getting 1 ton of sayote. So we just computed per weight. So kung ang cost of truck is 1,000 pesos, tapos divide mo na lang kung ilan yung weight. And then that's the cost per each kilo of sayote, di ba? And then add it all up, that's how you come up with your total cost. And this is, I think, very good in terms of deciding. Ito yung ginawa namin kanina. Kahit na ang unit cost namin is 14 pesos, hindi namin po pwedeng sabihin na lang na 20 pesos yung cost of price namin sa sayote just because of the markup, fixed markup na gusto namin. Pero sa palengke kasi, it's a very commoditized market. Kung sinabi ng palengke na 10 pesos lang ang sayote, kasi doon pinag-agrihan ng mga nagtitinda, 10 pesos lang talaga siya. Kahit anong cost namin. So that's, I think, the perspective kanina. You take the perspective of the market and your competitors. Kung 10 pesos lang yung market price and the selling price for the cost of sayote, we had to adjust. We had to get a cheaper logistics cost. Kaya nga yung ibang nagtatransport ng gulay, nalulugi sila dyan. Kasi nga, pagdating doon sa palengke, na nagpalit na yung presyo ng gulay. So, kahit anong naging costing nila, because the market price is set already on this price, they can't do anything about it. So, it's a very good way to make strategic decisions on how do you effectively maximize your unit economics. So not only in terms of target costing, ibig sabihin magkano ba dapat yung maging costing ko, but also in terms of how much whether you should still strategically sell that product or not, diba? So that's from a marketing perspective, and then the other one is from an operations perspective. So I really wanted to make it a point na i-include talaga yung unit economics because it has so many different implications, not only from a financial perspective, but also in different aspects of your business. Next. Yes, minsan nakakaiyak. Oo. There was one time that, because weekly kami nagbebenta dati ng gulay, there was one weekend na talaga nalugi kami. We had to carry the losses because the market prices already changed. But of course, it's different for other industries. So okay, briefly on financial operations, ito na-cover na naman to kanina ni UBX. Financial operations is really just your tools to efficiently and effectively digitally send invoice and receive money. So those are your GCash, your Paymaya, your digital banks, your QR codes to receive money, so that it becomes easier. Kasi syempre, kapag may cash involved, security risk pa yan sa'yo, COVID pa yan sa'yo, di ba? So COVID risk pa. So really just to efficiently and effectively receive more money. Tapos baka nga mapabilis pa yung collection mo, because you're able to digitally send your invoice and digitally receive money. Diba? So wala nang clearing time sa cheque. Makukuha mo na kagad, and that shortens your accounts receivable drastically. In terms of accounts payable, sa expenses mo, there are also a lot of tools already to compute and pay salary payments para naman hindi ka na magbibilang. Mag-envelope ka pa ng mga sweldo, di ba? At least if you could already just transfer it in one click, compute, and then transfer the salary payments weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, help. Yes, my question. Rule of thumb on admin cost percentage. Actually, wala talaga because it depends on industries. Like for example, sa FMCGs, sa mga mondenisin, malaki talaga mga admin expenses na mga yan. But usually, I put it on a 30%. Ako, general rule lang sa akin. 30% admin. So, dapat max na yun. Medyo malaki na siya for some businesses. Pero it still depends on the industry and the nature of the business. No. Uh, Financial operations can also provide you benefits for your employees. Para sa mga salary loans. Siyempre, pang-come on mo rin yan sa mga tao, di ba? And then, ito yung pinaka gusto ko noon, especially when I was handling the treasury. Pay suppliers online and then through a bank. Pupunta na lang sa Union Bank, and then sa tax withholding certificates, sila na rin mag-i-issue. So parang kahit yung financial compliance, nailipat ko na yung responsibility to a bank, and that's a big chunk already of the admin work. That more time I could focus on the product and on the customers, diba? I'll keep those questions mamaya. And then next slide. Okay, future. Let's talk about the future. So we've already briefly talked about several things, what you can decide on today, on your present, based on your historical and your day-to-day operations. So just planning out for the future. And for me, really, it's not being more certain about the future, but you empowering yourself to be more decisive and more precise. So gusto ko, ganito lang yung target cost ko. 10% lang dapat ang revenue. And that's a powerful thing to do already. So if you become more mindful of your expenses, kunwari, if you have a papa JNT ka or papa Lazada, papa transport cost ka, papadala ka sa isang customer, you already know, based on your revenue, how much your logistics cost should be. Diba? So you become mindful of these things just because of the knowledge of your historical and your current status. And it becomes more intentional. It becomes more decisive. So yun na yung sinasabi ko. Intentional of what you do, of your decision, and intentional in so many other decision making to keep more sales, to keep the current sales, or do you want to always grow and add more products? So this is a simple chart lang, how to compute for and to plan out for the future. It can go in a very different way from business to business, but always use your template na lang for your P&L, your profit and loss. So put your target sales first, consider that. And then, sorry, nawala yung T. And then, what do you need to create those sales? Ano ba yung kailangan mo? So if you need to add more people, do you need to add more Facebook advertising? Do you need to add more inventory to create that sale? So sale-related and admin expenses to project, at least makapag-budget ka. And then, is that enough to create that sale? Or are you spending so much more? And then compute, it's a very long way, but compute for your cash position. Kung kakayanin ba ng, mag-down payment ako ngayon ng inventory ko, kaya mo ba yung i-down payment with your current cash position? So consider timing. And then ask the question, would you need financing or new investments? So kailangan mo na ba manghingi? Or ikaw as a personal owner, if you're the owner, do you need to put in more money? So parang kanina, di ba? Nakita natin sa cash flow statement. So with your current business setup, it's not enough to purchase more in equipment. So this is just a simple table on the cash flow. I'd always, for cash planning and financial planning, follow your cash flow statement. So what are your expected monthly payments or receipts? So start with cash receipt from sales. So hindi to benta ha, kung magkano yung nakolekta mo sa customer. How much is it? And then that's the time that you put in your expenses. So cost of product, how much are you paying for your materials, packaging, delivery, wages and labor. And then how much are you paying on a monthly basis? Yung rent, salary, utilities. Itemize all the expenses that you're able to think na kailangan mong bayaran. And then project your cash flow. Magpo-positive ka na ba or magne-negative? compute it on a weekly, monthly, biannual, quarterly, siguro not biannual, until quarterly basis, and then compute for your yearly total. And then at least you have a certain sense on what kind of targets that you want, and what are your key things to remember on a day-to-day operations. Okay, that's my last slide. Yes. So,
Okay. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Ria. And andito na si Ed.
Yes. Thank you, Adriann, for that wonderful presentation on financial management for our MSMEs. The floor is now open for questions.
okay, unahin ko lang dito, GP ideal percentage, it really depends on the business. I really can't say. So, kasi may iba talaga, sobrang liit lang ng GPs, especially for food. So, and restaurant business. So, mag-try kayong magtanong sa ibang business or competitors kung kaya.
Yung pala yung technique doon.
Yeah. Benchmark. That's a benchmarking.
Ayan.
Yes. And
Checking out the competition.
yes. Observe ka lang. Tapos, yes, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Noel. You may set your own profitability rate. So, baka naman may sarili kang way. And that's how actually Costco and Walmart did their business. They set their own profitability rate, and then they targeted their cost to be a certain level. And that's it. Kaya sila naging mura. So, yes. Questions?
Ayan. Ay, mga naiwan pang question dito. Natin ha. Google says they need 25 to 27% profitability.
Profitability ng net income or gross margin? Nakalagay dyan. Check lang. Net
Iba,
profit.
nasagot mo na, Adrian.
Ano yun?
Nasagot mo na yung ibang questions.
Okay.
Meron pa
Okay.
po bang magtanong?
Questions?
Adrian, may tanong.
Yes.
For the benefit
Yes,
of everyone. You mentioned earlier, di ba, for day-to-day operational management, you have to look at, of course, yung benta, pero important yung AR, so accounts receivable, accounts payable. Meron bang, yan din, ideal ulit. Meron bang, how do we optimize the level of AR and AP?
Optimize. What do you mean optimize?
I think you mentioned earlier na parang
split.
dapat, parang sabi mo dapat medyo pantay lang. Or hindi, syempre dapat nagko-collect ka lagi. But at the same time, try mong i-prolong kaya yung...
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, easiest is match your AP with AR. So kung ilan yung AP mo, dapat ganyan din yung AR mo. So at least binabangga mo si AP and AR. But also that's considering your relationship with both parties. So but I think yun, general rule of thumb lang, pantayin mo lang si AP and AR. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, another question.
If we get additional sales rep, does this mean that fees are pay for this salary? So I think yes, mas clear cut yun pag sales rep. Yeah. Kasi talaga ang target nila is the sales revenue, di ba? So if at the current setup, nakakapag-produce ka with the number of sales rep na meron ka, tapos meron ka ng gantong revenue, dapat kung nagdagdag ka, medyo proportionate naman. Or in the beginning, pwede kang mas maging lenient, or in the following months, dapat medyo mag-catch up siya dun sa current rate mo. Kasi yun yung parang best standard mo eh. Diba? Yun yung benchmark mo rin.
Tapos additional, Adrian, so each time mag-add, dapat mabawi ang sweldo niya?
Actually, yes, technically. Oo, kaya ka nga kumuha. Parang yun din yung sinasabi natin na your expenses should match the rate of your revenue growth. sometimes what they do is that para talagang alam mo na nakaset yung percentage, it's the commission na nagbe-base ka na sa commission of the based on sales. So alam mo na for each sales rep you're paying 2%. So that could be at commission rate na pwede mong gamitin, di ba? So and these are from your historical standards, how you're currently doing now. So
Ayan, additional again. How about if commission basis? This is basic salary plus commission.
Yes, madaming gumagawa nun, basic salary. This is really to incentivize the salesperson to meet the sales target. At the same time, hindi mo rin naman siya papabayaan lang na kapag walang benta, wala rin siyang basic salary. So, for the how much commission, compute it, i-add mo lang yung basic salary, tapos how much is it of your sales already, and then use your historical sales. Kung magkano ba talaga yung binabayad mo ngayon sa mga sales rep. So I think that's a good leading item already, how much you should give as a commission. Yeah.
Ayan. Do we need a quota per day?
Quota per day. It's really your strategic decision. So, dati naging effective yun sa amin actually. So, dati alam namin na parang 2,000 ng benta namin every day in that particular store. But because alam na namin na 2,000, tapos based on my projections, kailangan kong mag-break even ng 5,000. Mag-break even ako 3,000. Sige, target natin na 4,000. Ganyan. So, ganun ginawa namin. So, at least, yun na yung naging quota. Yun na kagad yung lead indicator mo for your quota. Right?
And if hindi raw maabot, Adriann, ano gagawin?
Well,
thank you, Ms. Arlene, for your questions. Okay.
Very pushing question. It's mix of HR issue. So, depende kung how lenient you are, di ba? Ako, very nice ako. Kick out na raw. Mas screwer ko na.
Strict.
Sorry, you're fired.
Baka naman pandemic, baka kaya hindi naabot yung quota. Di ba? So, consider that as well.
Si Ms. Jerby from Caticorn, may tanong siya to the other participants of the program regarding our homework. Sa Zoho, kayo nakapag-create ng homework and not sa Wave, right?
So Zoho, yes. I saw one na nag-invite sa akin. So, just message me if you want help, how to set it up, and then do the first transactions. So, at least may paggagayahin kayo sa mga susunod, di ba?
Sorry.
Sorry po. Yes.
Sorry. Okay, may nagtanong si Miss Dina. Ask na lang daw niya if merong group chat where she can ask questions later. And then perhaps Mina pwedeng sagutin sa chat kasi we have another question. Adriann, if you have a means to capitalize an expense, will it be a better alternative versus treating it as an expense?
Well, generally, talagang really an accounting standard is if you have to capitalize an item, capitalize it. Kasi mas maganda rin siya for tax purposes. Ganyan. Tsaka yun ang accounting standard na sinusunod natin. But I think the question would have impact on your cash flow. So sa cash flow mo, makikita mo na kapag nagkaroon ka ng capital expenditure, so almost all the time you'd pay out the full amount already. So hindi naman si expense ang susundin mo na naka-distribute yearly. So yun lang I think. So expense, it doesn't matter really if you want to capitalize it expense on your part, but tax purposes really is to distribute it on an expense basis. Just take note of your impact in cash flow.
Okay, thank you. Another question for you, Adriann. Any standard sales commission percentage?
Really depends. So check again your historical, ano ba yung currently binabayaran mo with your current sales. Kung ikaw yung gumagawa ng sales, kung magkano ba dapat yung isweldo sa'yo, di ba? Na sales rep. And then, yeah.
Okay, okay. So, thank you. Ang dami pa natin tanong. Perhaps yung kay Miss Arlene, na yun na yung last, no? Ubusin ko na lang to.
Yeah.
Ang sabi pa ni Sir Noel, time and value cost matching. ARs must be collected before payables becoming due. So, at 60 days max for AR and 90 days at least for AP. So, it is a question. And then, kanina yung, if you want to ask more questions, you can join our FB community. Janet put up the link here, and Adriann, I think, is also part of the community, and pwede niyo po siyang harasin doon. Joke lang!
Puro mga sales commission. Sorry po. Ako po pwede ng commission.
Sorry. Ito ba si Ma'am Arlene has a question. Ang commission po ba will be given only after he gets the quota or on the sales na mismo?
Different setups siya usually, alam ko. Alam ko, insurance, kapag ka binayaran ni customer. So, hindi kapag pinirmahan yung kontrata, kapag binayaran na yung premium, saka binibigay yung commission. Sometimes, minsan naman, pinagsasama-sama, and then kasi nga may requirement na quota before mag-reach yung mabigay yung commission mo.
Yes. Sabi rin actually ni Miss Jerby, sabi niya, in response to Miss Arlene, usually you have to meet the quota before you get the commission. Mm-hmm. And sabi rin naman ni Miss Bernadette, better if after collected na payment from customer. Yon. And siguro last question ito, sige, last two questions na to, promise ha, from Miss Reggie or Sir Reggie ba to, and also Sir Eric. So dalawa. So technically, taking a loan to finance a capitalizable expense can actually have a better impact in your financial statement.
Yes, that's actually a good financing strategy. So if you have a long-term capital expenditure, you also have to match it with your long-term financing. So kung parang sa bahay, so kung bibili ka ng bahay, usually, you also take it out against a long-term loan. So, ideally, kung kunwari 5 years lang yung magagamit yung machine mo, capitalizable expense mo, dapat din lang din yung maximum payment time mo na gagawin. Yes, that's a very good question.
Very good questions. And last question na po, no? From Sir Eric, I was upgraded from non-VAT to VAT. Ano po ang standard or ideal markup for VAT?
What do you mean markup?
Thank you for the question.
May standard price ka na no? May current price ka na. Hirap nun.
Mukha nga. Thank you for that question, Adriann na lang ba yun?
Thank you. We'll take note and then we'll tell the BIR. We'll ask the BIR. Pero yes, baka nga pwede i-absorb. Kung kaya ng market price nyo, ipa-absorb kasi dapat talaga si customer ang nag-absorb ng VAT. Or kung hindi naman, baka pwede 9%. Kasi di ba ngayon, nagbabayad, kung non-VAT ka, nagbabayad ka ng 3% percentage tax. But if you're converted into a VAT naman, so mga 9% yung magiging difference mo. Kasi binabayaran mo na naman yung 3% beforehand. So,
okay, so ang dami pa po nating tanong, but in the interest of time, sobra-sobra na po tayo, no? Maganda po itong pag-usapan sa group kasi not just Adriann yung sumasagot, but also our other entrepreneurs, no? Si Miss Jerby, ang dami niya ring inputs, and also sila Sir Gino, di ba? So maganda pong topic ito na pag-usapan sa ating Facebook community kasi pwede rin po makita ng ibang entrepreneurs na wala rito. Ayan, magto-talk na raw si Miss Jerby, malapit na.
Yes, second session na.
Pwede. So yes, maganda pong pag-usapan po natin ito sa ating community, Facebook community, no? Sa ating Live Local PH community. So again, thank you very much, Adriann, for sharing your expertise. Thank you for your lecture and thank you for answering all of our questions. Thank you so much. And we do hope to see you dun sa ating Live Local PH community on Facebook. May commission ba to, Janet Mina?
2%?
May quota siya dapat kung ilang ang masasagot na tanong.
Oo. So, ito 2% yun sa revenue nyo, ha?
VAT or non-VAT? Char!
Wala, love lang ang nare-receive namin dito.
Non-VAT ba? Vatable. Char! Okay. Sige. Thank you so much, Adrian, and thank you so much to our participants who have asked a lot of questions. We'll all see you dun sa ating Facebook community. But before we adjourn, perhaps Janet, Mina, any last words, and also yung ating feedback form, no? We will post the link in our group chat, and we would greatly appreciate if you can answer this, kasi it will help us to further improve our remaining 2 master classes, and also kung tapos na tong project, and then we can dun sa other future master classes, no, matutulungan tayo nitong sagot nyo sa ating feedback form. So click on the link in the chat box for the feedback form, and thank you so much. So yes, Adrian, thank you so much, and you're very much welcome. So kung wala na tayo, our reminders lang, no, our next master class will be on May 1. It will be all about opportunity discovery. So Labor Day, no? Janet, Mina, any last words?
Janet, meron ata siyang susabihin.
I don't know, yung mentoring. Actually.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oo nga po pala, one of the major features. Major features nitong Live Local PH project.
With Adrian before I discuss 5 minutes yung mentoring program natin. Okay, so I think pwede tayo mag-picture. So if those who are willing to open their cameras, please do so. So medyo madami tayo ngayon, so 2 screenshot ang gagawin ko. But for people na nasa call and if you want to join the photo, you can open your cameras quickly and then you can close it again after. So ayan. Sige po, I'll give 10 seconds for those na gusto pang mag-join.
Everyone join.
And kami na nag-open ng camera. Okay. Sige. Okay, so I'll do the first page first. So smile. Smile lang po. Okay, for those na nasa second page, keep nyo lang po yung smile nyo. So smile lang po kayo. Smile, smile. Smile. Okay, done na po, Eds.
Gusto ko yung thank you.
Eds.
Para feel na feel. Sige po, so yung ating mentorship program, i-roll out na, no?
Yes.
Yes, sige po. Mina?
Jack, can you share the screen? So
yes,
again, for those who are interested to join or like create a Globallink page, I will repost again the link for you to create your own linker store. So through Union Bank's linker page, you can actually create sort of an e-commerce site for your own businesses. So that's the landing page. So you can create an account. It's free. And then for those of you who want to create your own SME bank account with Union Bank, you can also message AJ. He mentioned his email address in the chat earlier. Ayan. So, sige. Siya. Ayan. So, for the core members, of the team, which are the women entrepreneurs who are partnered with us, na from the very beginning, we're also rolling out a mentorship program for you. This is an additional opportunity for you to maximize yung mga resource person that are connected with the Live Local PH team. So right now, this is just a simple program of what's going to happen with your interaction with your mentor. So we have prepared a mentor-mentee matching for those of you who have signed up and sent out your memorandum of understanding to the Live Local team. So this mentorship will provide you an opportunity to connect with some of our mentors who are specializing in different fields and industry, and you can get to know them and gain from their experiences and actual implementation of some of the business case that they have experienced in the past. You can also discuss your specific problems or specific areas of concern to your mentor through those mentoring sessions. So later on, we'll just have to meet separately yung mga mentors natin, and then we'll provide you the contact information of the mentors para you can set up your weekly connect or your more regular cadence with those people. So yeah. So next, Janet. So first, we tried our best to match you with a mentor that would be beneficial to your business and to the area of parang industry that you operate in. So right now we are lucky enough to be parang to have 9 mentors in our team, including Janet and me, because we both studied entrepreneurship and innovation, and we had experiences dealing with SME development in the past. So right now, aside from me and Janet, we are also joined by other mentors. So si Miss Dia Lacaba is in her field of specialization is business development, management, marketing, and supply chain, and is also she's also connected with Snail White, which is the company of Miss Denise from our last week's session. We're also lucky to have Miss Alo Laksamana, who's also our marketing fundamental speaker. She's focused on marketing, learning, and development. She worked in mass media, government, and academe. We also have Miss Wit Holganza. She's in charge naman, or yung area niya is business development, marketing, and finance. And meron siyang experiences in farm, management, agritourism, and food processing. So si Sir John Maynard Gan naman, he's connected with the government agency, and he's also knowledgeable about marketing, business development, and finance. Si Miss Carla Caraan is ang field of specialization niya is marketing, and she's connected with the local with an international bank as well, so financial institution. Si Miss Roxy Kiambao is also connected with DTI. So if may mga questions kayo on business processes and policies ng government, so pwede nyo rin siyang tanungin si Miss Roxy Kiambao. And lastly, si Miss April Valle is also part of our Australia Awards Communities of Practice. Ang field of specialization niya is design and customer experience, but her business is focused on food. So we tried our best to match the individual businesses with the field and area of specialization ng ating mga mentors. So later on, for our Live Local PH team core members, we'll have to reach out to you separately and provide you with the details, yung contact ng ating mga mentors. And if you have questions. And for those of you, meron din tayong profile, an extensive profile of each of these individuals sa ating Canvas page. So punta lang po kayo sa Meet the Live Local page team and makita nyo yung mga areas of work na na-experience ng mga mentors natin. So, yun.
Thank you, Mina. May question si Ma'am Arlene. Pwede po ba maka-join daw sa mentorship natin?
Jack?
And so, well, unfortunately for this round kasi of mentorship, we're focusing muna on the 22 women entrepreneurs who have signed up for the Live Local program at the start ng January pa. But isa ko palang gustong i-mention, we have an online module. So this includes yung lahat ng masterclass sessions. So Adriann and the other speakers actually prepared lessons for you guys to access. So we can provide that to you everything's for free naman. So I'm thinking lang how to get your information. Maybe you can email us if you want to have access to the online modules. Kasi I think a lot of you learn about this session through Union Bank Globallinker. So we don't have your email addresses. So just email us if you want to get access to those modules. So previously kasi we had sessions on marketing basics as well as how to establish your brand presence online. So it includes yung mga what metrics you use naman. So this is more mas marketing related. Yan.
Yes. Pwede nyo pong i-email sa livelocalphilippines@gmail.com. You can also check our Facebook, Live Local PH, for the past sessions. We'll also provide you the link. And actually, nasa Canvas site siya. So, nandun lahat ng mga modules natin. So, may mga offline learning materials tayo available for people who want to join.
Yes. And yun. So, may Facebook page tayo and may Facebook community, no? So, yeah. Okay, so they can sign up to both, right? Tama ba?
They can follow us in our page and join our group. Yes.
All right, thank you. Ayun, so ayun na nga. Don't forget to email us if you do want to be part of the asynchronous sessions o yung offline learning natin. Ang ganda po niyan. Structure po talaga siya in such a way na nandun lahat ng mga naka-upload yung mga slides and information.